This story is part of a series called Small Town Secrets. The town was small. Northern Minnesota, cold pine air. The kind of place where everyone knew everyone until they didn't. 3 friends, Hannah, Brooke, and Elise, pulled into town one Friday night. They'd been planning this for months. A weekend away to clear their heads. Some cabins, wine, and laughter. That's how it started. But nothing ends the way it starts. Not here. They drove in at dusk. The sun dipped below the tree line, and shadows stretched long and hungry. Old Main Street, empty and silent. The only sounds the rattling of shutters in the wind and the dying buzz of a neon sign at the gas station. Nobody paid them much attention, which was the first mistake. The women checked into a lakeside cabin. It looked like the kind of place where families made memories. But inside, dust lay thick in the corners, and the windows rattled in their frames, as if the building itself were a bird trying to fly away. The woods pressed close to the windows, branches scraping against glass, and something about the place felt watched. They drank wine and told old stories and laughed until the sound carried through the trees. And that's when something stirred in the woods. Something that had been waiting a long time. Something that didn't like the sound of their laughter. Something that wanted to be let in. A noise outside. Twigs breaking. Hannah opened the door to check. The night was too quiet. She turned back inside, and that's when she smelled it. The coppery smell of blood and something else. Something colder. Something that smelled like death. It was too late. The strike was fast. An axe blade through Hannah's jaw, angled up, severing tongue and splitting skull. She dropped without a sound. Brooke and Elise didn't have time to scream. The killer didn't stick around. He was methodical, quiet, heavy boots on the floorboards as he came for more. Brooke grabbed Elise's hand and they ran. The cabin was small and the woods were smaller. There was nowhere to go. Brooke stumbled. She could feel the killer's hot breath on her neck, hear the scrape of the axe as it hit the floor. She turned, but it was too dark to see anything. He caught her. A hunting axe split her face from temple to jaw. Half her head caved in. The forest swallowed the sound of her scream. Elise kept running, breathing sharply, heart collapsing in her chest. She made it to the lakeshore, water as black as oil, and the killer was almost upon her. She thought about diving in, but the water was freezing. She couldn't do it. He was almost on top of her, wire in his hand, and he wrapped it around her throat tight. He pulled until skin peeled back and muscle tore open. Her body twitched in silence, and then it fell face first into the lake. Nobody saw her sink. Not then, not ever. By Monday, no one in town remembered that 3 girls had ever been there. That was the way of things in small towns like this. People don't just vanish. They're erased.